One option that you have when you have students typing into a text box, an answer box, is that you can add sentence stems. So in this activity, the teacher had created this prompt and they just have an empty text box for the students to type in. But you, as a teacher, if you are borrowing someone else's work or creating a Desmos activity from scratch, you can edit any of the slides that you want, any of the screens that you want. And one common edit that I do is I'll insert sentence stems where I know that it will be helpful to my students. So it says on these last two slides, you added numbers and their opposites. What do you think the answer will be every time you add a number and its opposite? So for that text box, you click on this little icon right here where it says Edit Computation Layer Script. And then you will use a piece of code, I guess is the right word, that's called InitialText. So you just start typing InitialText and then click that sync button. Anything that you want written in that box, you would put in quotation marks. So I already forgot what the prompt said. Every time I add a number and its opposite, and then you can just close parentheses, and then notice when I preview that, not close parentheses, close quotation marks, you'll see that now that sentence stem is in the box. Some teachers, you'll find where they'll have used this InitialText, they'll put ... to make it easier for the students to see that that is a text box and make sense of that so they know that they can finish the sentence. The students can then just start typing anywhere in the box. They can also delete it. If they don't want to use that sentence stem, they can delete it or they can make a change to that. Also, when you're creating these sentence stems, you can do more than one line of text. So maybe there's a two-part question and you want them to write some more. You just have one set of quotation marks and then you can put in whatever information you want. So then I could say, I also notice, or whatever the other part of the prompt might be. So notice now I have these two sentence stems that are there. You can insert spaces if you want there to be a gap for their writing to indicate that you want them to write a little bit more than just a few words. And those spaces do arrive there as well. If I put some spaces after this, it'll give that empty space to indicate to my students that maybe I want them to write a little bit more. Oftentimes, whenever I have a prompt that they are to choose something, this is, I will put in brackets, true, false, because, and then, again, when they see that, they can delete whatever part they want, and then they could make the sentence say what they want, but then they have that sentence stem there for them to help them identify what it is they need to communicate and to be more effective in creating that communication for the response they wish to share or for what it is that you are trying to get them to communicate and share about. Again, it's called InitialText. InitialText.